राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 के अनुसार जब तक हर वर्ग का हर बच्चा शिक्षित नहीं होगा, तब तक हमारा लक्ष्य पूरा नहीं होगा। आज एनपीएससी की छत्रछाया में इन्हीं प्रगतिवादी विचारों को आगे बढ़ाने के सत्प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं और हमारे अथक प्रयास ये विश्वास दिलाते हैं, काम करो ऐसा कि पहचान बन जाए, हर कदम चलो ऐसा कि निशान छोड़ जाए। ये क्या कि कदम उठाए और मिल गई मंजिल। बात तो तब है गर मिल जाए नदी तो समंदर ही बन जाए मंजिल। इसी जज्बे के साथ मंच पर आमंत्रित हैं सेक्रेटरी एनपीएससी और बाल भारती पब्लिक स्कूल नोएडा की प्रधानाचार्य श्रीमती आशा प्रभाकर जी को, जो समिति के पूरे वर्ष के प्रयासों का लेखा जोखा लेकर हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं। माननीय, आपका स्वागत है।
धन्यवाद कोमल। नमस्कार। Honorable Chief Guest, Nobel Peace Laureate Shri Kailash Satyarthi ji, respected Shri Manoj Ahuja ji, Secretary Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and ex-chairperson CBSE, Professor Debashish Chatterjee, Director IIM Kozhikode, Mr. Darren Farrant, Director United Nations Information Center for India and Bhutan, and our most valued guests and delegates. I deem it my privilege and honor as Secretary NPSC to present the annual report. The year gone by has been challenging in more than one. In the year 2021, as the COVID-19 pandemic spread across the globe, majority of the countries announced temporary closure of schools, impacting more than 91% of students worldwide. By mid-2021, close to 1.6 billion children, along with the youth, were out of schools, and nearly 369 million children who relied on school meals needed to look for other sources of nutrition. It is therefore not without any reason that the theme for this year's conference is aligned to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and aims to transform India into a vibrant knowledge society and a global knowledge superpower by making school education more holistic, flexible, multidisciplinary, suited to 21st century needs, and aimed at bringing out the unique capabilities of each student. No conference can commence without remembering and acknowledging the past chairpersons who have worked selflessly and tirelessly to give shape to the NPSC, making it meaningful body of educators recognized around the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, 22nd September 2021 saw a seamless transition of leadership from Mrs. Malini Narayanan, ex-chairperson NPSC and Principal Army Public School Shankar Vihar, to Dr. Sudha Acharya, Principal ITL Public School Dwarka. Mrs. Malini Narayanan's involvement, dynamism, and deep sense of commitment towards all the initiatives taken up under her watch are truly worthy of being emulated. The new team NPSC under Dr. Sudha Acharya is bound to carry forward the rich legacy of our seniors and mentors with the same sincerity and commitment. The freshly appointed team of NPSC rolled in with several initiatives that were undertaken to safeguard the socio-emotional and mental well-being of students by ensuring an environment of inclusivity melded with creativity and collaboration. NPSC has the privilege of partnering with SPICMEKE for the Anubhav program to promote the intangible aspects of Indian culture in the field of music, dance, art, and craft by hosting a series of workshops resourced by prominent luminaries from the said fields. Integration of art and sports into the school curriculum brought experiential learning to the forefront. A host of webinars were held all through the year, resourced by special invitees from chosen fields on topics of great relevance. These generated a lot of interest as the number of attendees participating ran into thousands. Looking at the uncertainties and unprecedented situation, the board exams had to be called midway. A live webinar was hosted by NPSC, wherein Chairperson CBSE Shri Manoj Ahuja ji discussed at length the need for a standardized procedure of external and a systematic and transparent structure for internal assessment. In yet another webinar, Shri Shailendra Sharma, Principal Advisor to Directorate of Education, Delhi Government, spoke on the new pedagogical and curricular restructuring 5+3+3+4 in NEP 2020. He discussed at length the development of cognitive capacities, the foundation capacities of literacy, numeracy, and high order capacities such as critical thinking and problem solving. In continuation, on 5th July 2021, Dr. Joseph M. Neal, Director Academic CBSE, interacted on the role of CBSE in standardization of curriculum and assessment beyond COVID-19. He focused on implementing the NEP in a more inclusive school environment for an effective learning outcome. Also, a series of webinars were planned to assist the NPSC schools in formulating guidelines to deal with cyber harassment. The role of a teacher will remain most fundamental in bringing reforms and sustaining quality. A rich data bank of questions for 16 subjects was compiled for the benefit of all NPSC Class 12 school students appearing for CBSE's Term 1 board exam. COVID created a major learning crisis. NPSC confronted this challenge by circulating its data bank of MCQs to all its member schools and also to the teachers from the smallest villages across India, which could be used by them anytime, anywhere at no cost. Be it education or health, NPSC has left no stone unturned. With this sentiment in mind, the principals of NPSC schools have been holding regular talk shows and webinars for the stakeholders in order to extend much needed guidance and counseling pertaining to the pandemic. With the surge in cases during the second wave of COVID-19, Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, Chief Scientist, WHO, addressed the issue pertaining resumption of safe schooling during COVID times. UNIC and NPSC came together to design a spectacular calendar that has proved to be a visual treat. The spotlight of this year was in finding sustainable solutions through the medium of indigenous art forms, which involved young innovators and artists who must acquire knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes to become sustainability change makers. Also, UNIC organized the Holocaust Remembrance Day and invited students and teachers from NPSC schools to be a part of the exhibition. To honor the Gallantry Award winners, NPSC, in collaboration with the Ministry of Defense, launched the Veer Gatha project from 21st October to 20th November. The member NPSC schools joined hands to hold the interdisciplinary and art-integrated activities as a tribute to honor the sons of the soil for their valor. From 26th October to 4th November, NPSC advocated the celebration of an organic Harit Diwali, a green Diwali replete with biodegradable decorations, traditional diyas, and eco-friendly rangoli is a step in the right direction, since festivities can still take place, but with minimum consequences unleashed on the environment. At NPSC, we realize the urgent actions need to be taken on a war footing, since climate crisis has reached a tipping point and the same time to act is now. From 13th December to 15th January, several activities were taken up as a part of climate change campaign in collaboration with UNIC. This was done to find ways of negating and overcoming the climate crisis at a local and global level as well. To encourage good reading habits, in a webinar titled Reading, a Gateway to Imagination and Innovation, held on 4th February, reputed authors Mr. Ranjit Lal and Ms. Paro Anand spoke with much passion and conviction on how a child's formative years and his tryst with reading forms a solid building block for all his later years. As a noble initiative, NPSC, in collaboration with the NGO Guzarish, launched a book donation campaign for the underprivileged kids in dire need for study material. Come Christmas, the NPSC schools announced the setting up of NPSC Food Bank to ascertain zero hunger while partnering with NGOs like Goonj, Earth Savior, Palna, and Cheshire Hope. Collection centers to receive dry rations, toiletries, stationeries, and winter clothes were set up in Delhi and NCR schools. Teachers of a member schools were provided with an extraordinary platform to pen down their experiences on effective online pedagogies that emphasize upon student-centered learning. It gives me great pleasure to announce that this compendium of best practices will be released on day 2 of the conference. The year gone by has been a litmus test for the entire school fraternity as we grappled with the aftermath of the pandemic, but our school system, teachers, and students have faced the challenges with resilience and hope. The learning gaps created due to online education need to be addressed immediately. The chairperson NPSC, in her correspondence dated 24th February to the office of the Honorable Lieutenant Governor, urged him to take necessary steps for the unconditional reopening of the schools at the earliest. As we strive relentlessly to actualize our mission for quality, commitment, and excellence in education, our hearts swell with pride when the leaders of the NPSC family receive recognition and accolades for their eminent contributions in the field of education. For the year 2021, the prestigious national awardee is Mrs. Suruchi Gandhi, Principal, Balbharti Public School, Dwarka, New Delhi. We are also extremely proud of the principals who have received the CBSE Teachers Award 2021. Ms. Padma Srinivasan, Delhi Public School, RK Puram, New Delhi. Mrs. Reena Rajpal, Darbari Lal DAV Model School, Shalimar Bagh, New Delhi. And Mrs. Sharmila Raheja, Uttam School for Girls, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. The proud recipient for this year's Delhi State Award are Mrs. Malini Narayanan, Principal Army Public School, Shankar Vihar, New Delhi, and Ms. Rashmi Raj Biswal, Principal DAV Public School, Pushpanjali Enclave, Delhi. The following schools have been inducted into NPSC after inspection and due diligence by our team of member principals. We welcome these schools under the NPSC umbrella and look forward to a fruitful and long association. KR Mangalam World School, Greater Kailash, Delhi, Sunbeam School, Balia, Uttar Pradesh, Balbhavan Public School, Mayur Vihar, New Delhi, Balbharti Public School, INT Manesar, Gurugram, the Indian Heights School, Dwarka, New Delhi, MRG School, Rohini, New Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, over a period of time, NPSC has taken enormous strides duly elaborated through this annual report. We intend to provide our school members a window on how NPSC is reinventing itself to address the pertinent issues and progress in the educational firmament for building a futuristic India. This, I am confident, will help us and our stakeholders get a clear picture of all what we need to aspire for. We look forward to a year filled with groundbreaking efforts in order to propel and jet set forward the next phase of growth. More strength to all of us at NPSC as we embark on a quest for excellence and glory. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us a synopsis and bird's eye view of the various facets of learning experiences by the NPSC schools.